Sinon.js is a really helpful library. We've been using spies to make sure that callbacks are called and stubs to jump in and fake out certain bits of functionality in our app. Let's take a look at a third thing, which is mocks. Now, mocks are a little bit different. They are spies and they are also stubs. However, you can set expectations for a mock, basically saying, I expect this call to be called, and you can arrange all kinds of things. So it's kind of a little bit like testing, if you will, making sure that certain things are called when you expect them to be called. To me, this is a little bit much. I don't use mocks, but I know some people find them really useful. So they say, if you want to know when you should use them when you write an assertion to make sure that a method is called. So you saw me do that before. I asserted that the method ensureAppValid was being called on a review process. Well, if I was using the mocks here, I could have set that expectation up front, and it would have failed our test for us, rather than me having to write an explicit assertion. So this kind of thing is up to you. If it fits your testing style, hooray. Let's take a look at how to implement this. Back in our code, as you can see here, I'm stubbing out the createSubscription method on our billing object. And let's say I want to be sure that it is actually called. So for this, Sinon gives us a mock. And for that, I just need to say mock the billing object. Next, I just need to tell the expectations I have for our billing instance. So down below here, I'm just going to write out that expectation. I'll say mock.expects createSubscription. And that's it. This effectively replaces the stub that I had before. Right now, we are just literally using the mock as a straight up stub. But if I type in once right here, this is going to create the expectation that that method is going to be called at least once with the specified arguments. If it's not, our tests will fail. The nice thing about this is if you have a lot of assertions down below that assert that certain methods were called, well, you can replace them all up top, and sometimes for people, it's a little bit easier to read. Now, in case you're wondering, hey, wait, are you sure that createSubscription is being called once in each case? And it is. Right here in the before block with our valid application with a good card, it's being called. And then down below, another valid application with a bad card. It's being called down there. So since we arrange our mock at the very top, we set our expectations here. The last thing we need to do is we need to tell mock to verify our expectations. And we do that using Mocha's after block. This gets called after every test is run. In here, we just say mock.verify. So let's run this, see if it works. And it does. Hooray. Well, how do we know that this is actually working and that I didn't goof up? Well, let's go back to our test code here and say that we expect the first createSubscription to be called twice. And if we rerun this, boom, we'll see a failure here. And taking a look at the message, it says twice, but called once. Not the most readable thing, but at least it's fairly clear if you read through the message. So that's the mocking functionality from Sinon.js. I don't use it all that often. However, if you have some deep implementation details that you want to be sure are going off the way you expect, well, the mock object might be the thing for you.